Greetings everyone, jonasrapp and I are welcoming all of you in the sixth episode of the Power Platform Community Tool series. This is a special episode due to on demand from our lovely audience where they have asked to cover the advanced features in the FetchXML Builder. If you have not watched the previous episodes, please check the complete playlist or link in the description of this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel to get the notification on the new uploads. FetchXML builders offer several features that make it a valuable tool for working with the Microsoft Datavserse, Power Apps, and the Dynamics 365. One of the great features is to convert your FetchXML into nearby workable code snippets. You can convert the FetchXML into the SQL queries, Power Automate parameters, OData, JavaScript code, or even in the Power Platform command line interface CLI. Now our friend Max and Mia, co-workers in the Contoso, where Max asked to Mia that I have built the fetch XML and now I want to convert my fetch XML into OData web API so I can hit to the URL to the browser and look into the results. Mia gave him a tip to use the fetch XML builder again and asked him to follow up the demo by Jonas, who will now explain how to use the different features available in the fetch XML builders. Over to you, Jonas.
Thanks. So me and Mia are showing you how to actually use the FetchXML Builder to create other type of code. So let's start on. I'm like when I'm doing TV and doing a chef, I always have something ready. So here I have a query that's maybe simple but a bit advanced as well, because it will show account with just the name and the cities living in and the contact connected to that account that are staying in the same city. Well, that's actually it's not a normal thing to do, but actually this is an advanced thing that has not been available in the FetchXML for it's available for like half a year or so, 2 year. Well, it's recently anyway. Okay, just to see that you have some result there as well. So, okay, this RAP Solutions AB is at my company, lives in Täby where I'm living, and the contact as well. And for the oil drilling company have AJ Frost, both of those in the ocean. We can, of course, to see, just so we can see it, I will comment this one, the filter for those in the same city. And when we run that, we see there are a lot of them. Go back to uncomment. So this is the query, and we see this. So how should you get it in a converted type of code? Well, of course, go to the menu, the convert, and I can see 6 different versions here. We can just start from the beginning. SQL query. This is very simple, and in this case, I really recommend that you also install the tool SQL for CDS. CDS is an old thing, but anyway, it's SQL for the Dataverse. Do that, and it's integrated with the FetchXML Builder. In the settings, you can set that, call this one to get, well, he has created by Mark Carrington. He's crazy developer. So do it to get the SQL query in a more better way. And this was when you have got this, you can always just click the copy button in the below, and then you can add that to wherever you want to use it. Let's move on. Power Automate parameters. I think that's the most popular thing since like everyone in the world is now using Power Automate. But let's just show it here. So we see there are a bunch of different fields here. So, well, we know what we need to add. I'll just flip to the flow I got. I'll just create a new one, Dataverse, and to list the records, list rows. So we have to start with get a table. From that, we can all just click on these and it will copy it, and then we can just paste it to wherever we want to. So this one, oops. And here I can just do this and enter. Oh, and then I can add a lot of more parameters here for the query. And if I look here, I can which column should we return? Well, name and the city. I just click that, and now it's copied, and then I put it into here as well. So it makes it a lot more easier. If you don't exactly know how to formulate the filter, just copy it from the FetchXML Builder and add it to this the list rows in Power Automate. And then you continue with all of those. Note one thing though, in here you can also get the full FetchXML. You can copy that, and you can add it in this one. I don't exactly know the rules about this, but I would say that if you add the FetchXML, then remove all the other ones, since you've only added the table you're getting, and then have the FetchXML. If you're mixing it up with an expand query or so on, I don't know what happens then. Just don't do that. You choose either use FetchXML or the other ones. Okay, that's all for Power Automate. Let's move on here. Okay, as Mia and Max were talking about was to get the OData. And the OData, you got it here in the beginning, in the bottom here. You have the full query or the full URL you need to ask the query. Then just right click, you can actually execute it or copy the URL. Moving on, C# code. That's actually what I'm using most, because it can get it for you when we are creating a plugin or integration or whatever. Then we very often need to ask these queries. To create the query in FetchXML Builder is so much easier, and then also just get the code and then kind of just copy paste it, and it saves a lot of time. And I'm lazy, that's why. The C# code you see here, that's like from the old version. In the latest release, or I don't know when it was, a few releases back, I improved a lot more about these C# queries. So in this case, I don't see the comments. Comments may be good when you're learning. If you know what it is, just remove it like this. And it can add also variables for the filtering, so it's easier to actually add it dynamically. In this case, I can just remove it like that, and this is a very core type of query. But actually, a big change here is that we can actually have it line by line as the original, or we can have the object initializer. This is like this. So then you create the query, and within that constructor, it's also adding which column should it get, which filters, which link entities, and so on. And it kind of depends on your taste, if you like this most or the other one. What you should use is, I actually recommend you never do it with just the strings like this. So you have the account name, we have the column names, and so on, because it's very easy to one time you sort of create you write something wrong in the name there. It's too easier. So instead, use probably the early bound generator number 2, and that makes this so much easier. And then you can actually get it here. So this one, you cannot sort of see these account.primary name attribute and so on, but it should be there if you have created this early bound generator with just the default settings. It could be changed, of course, but usually this works. It's like, it depends who you are, if you like this most or not. And there's also my type of how I create this constant is for what late bound constant generator was the tool in xrmtoolbox, of course. Then we have this type of flavor of it. So use that. If you are a developer, use it. We have a few more. Well, we have the JavaScript code. That's very easy. It just takes the FetchXML here, put it into variable, so you have it there. And finally is, that's sort of even more simple, the Power Platform CLI, because it's now possible to do that in the PIC, the org fetch with the XML, and then the whole FetchXML there. So, well, you can just run it in the PowerShell, try it, see if it works, and so on. And I guess that's what I have to show.
Thank you. Thank you again, Jonas, for the really, really wonderful demo. And it really means a lot, and especially for not only for, as I always mention, not only for the newcomers who came to the industry and this technology and are using the XRM toolbox, but also the old guys like us, because there are a lot of things inside. And for, to be honest, few things even I wasn't aware about it, even after using the tools for the years. So
Yeah.
thank you again for the really
And
wonderful demo. Yeah.
I just want to add, to
Yeah.
use these converts, I think that makes you save time and would make
For
you
sure.
more secure that the code you get is actually, you know, it works. Well, except the error you saw that I got there, but because I'm using new features. But
Sure.
do that, it's so much, you get much more quality of your code doing this instead of writing it by sort of manually. So I just
Exactly.
use it.
Exactly true. So thanks again. And then to the audience, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video within the community. Also, please provide your feedback in the comment section that what episode you want to cover next. Like you asked for this special episode and we came up with that. So please give us some more ideas like what you want to see from us. Till that, have a great time and happy learning. Thank you. Thank you so much again.
Take care.